Titled Revisions of the Aftermath. I didn't get it either. It looks better on paper. It doesn't, though. Don't complain. Most of you are here for several measly dollars, and not to mention those at home who are watching for free and leisurely commenting on our hard work. At least I could use this to contribute something. I mean, a poem, a story, a tweet, to just make another great one. In any case, tonight you will see many magical moments brought to life by our wonderful crew from the smoking garbage heap of history. Yes, there will be dancers. There will be dancing and prancing, singers dolled up as dancers, serious actors, clowns, men playing women, women playing men, many miserable soldiers, and, as in any war, even more miserable women. There will be trained animals.
I can't find the seal.
The seal!
Cianfarani, Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. The players are Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand, and his wife, Duchess Sophie of Hohenberg, who were incidentally allowed to appear together publicly for the first time that day, as the Habsburg family did not approve of the Duchess for her poor lowly background.
That's okay, Sophie. You may be poor, but you're my poor.
Oh, Francie! The Archduke was a very temperamental man who, according to history books, loved hunting and by the age of 50 had killed over 5,000 stags.
Oh, Sophie, look at me. Look at all the stags I've killed. Oh, Francie, you're so brave.
Despite the Emperor's disapproval, the couple did enjoy an idyllic relationship.
All right, Sophie, tonight you will be the rhino, I will be the hunter.
Oh, Francie, your gun is so big!
He was also an anti-Semite. It may have ran in the family, not an important part. See, what is important, though, is that the Archduke was next in line for the throne as his three predecessors all died prematurely. The first from typhoid fever after drinking from the River Jordan. The second from a self-inflicted gun wound. And the third from a Mexican firing squad. But back to Sarajevo. Here we have the Archduke and Duchess taking a leisurely ride down Obala Road to City Hall. Look, and you'll see the assassins clumsily dispersed throughout the crowd, each equipped with a bomb, revolver, and cyanide pill to be taken after the assassination.
Guns, bombs, and cyanide!
The first attempt was by Nadejko Čebrinović, who nervously threw his bomb prematurely.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
Boing,
Bounced off the
Mississippi,
search card.
2 Mississippi, boing. 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, boing. All the Mississippis later.
Fell, exploded, and injured an officer. Nadejko then jumped into 2 feet of water, swallowed his cyanide pill, and screamed, "Long live Serbia!"
Ah, fool, that was only 2 feet of water. You're under arrest for being stupid.
The motorcade to City Hall, where the mayor, who did not know of the bombing, greeted the Archduke with great pomp, stressing how happy the people of Sarajevo were that he was visiting.
Ah, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to see you.
But somebody threw a bomb at me.
Oh, kids, what are you going to do, huh? They see a bomb and they immediately chuck it. Wouldn't you? Don't worry, rest assured, it will never happen again.
No one in my country picks up a bomb and throws it.
What did you say? How rude!
The Archduke went back to his car, assured by the mayor that he was safe. But the car took a wrong turn and stopped right in front of Gabriela Princep, who couldn't believe his luck.
I cannot believe my luck. WTF, OMG, LOL.
They fired the 2 fatal shots. Oh, wait, Gabriela, before you shoot, just a little background. So, Gabriela was from a small village in Bosnia, and his family suffered great poverty, as many other farmers did.
Look at my little house, and my parents are so unhappy, and my haircut, what was I thinking?
But he was an idealist that thought by assassinating the Archduke, he could change the living conditions in his country.
Oh, that is much better. Our house is so much bigger, and my parents are so happy, and we have a pet dog.
So, he fires the 2 shots, killing both the Archduke and Sophie, and then tries to kill himself, but the crowd stops him, and beats the hell out of him.
K.O.
So, all hell breaks loose, yada yada yada, and less than 1 month later, war is declared on Serbia. Now, you would expect me to tell you who and what caused this war, and whether or not this assassination was a good thing, but am I a historian? Do I look like one? No. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own, but what I do know is that poor Gabriela Princep has been on trial for the past 100 years.
June 28, 1914. Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand is assassinated by a pro-Serbian nationalist. The European time bomb explodes. Austria-Hungary declares war on Serbia, and one declaration of war leads to another, and another, until most of Europe plunges into the inferno. Both sides predict victory within a few months.
Revisions I demand in public thought. regarding my role in the war once fought. For humanity's progress, I certainly ought to tell the tale this sadness has brought. An act of terror, you may call, my fiend for vengeance, but all in all, I see your characters sharp enough to call me out if you sense a blow. So here we go. Enjoy the act for you to decide what is fact.
Hear ye, hear ye. Tell me your name. State the reason for your shame.
Your Excellence, by this booth I shall take an oath to tell the tale of truth and desire both. Gavrilo is the first, a man of strong principles. Princip is the last. The reason for my presence, sir, treason. Unfortunately misunderstood these intentions of mine to free Bosnia from the Austrian line. Treason, unfortunately, sir.
You think yourself brave, I see, Gavrilo, the hero yet to be. Tell me, you're a man of history. Share with us your blasphemy. Also, says here you're diseased of sort, not only of the mental, but also biologically incidental, tuberculosis.
Your Excellence, my cough is yours. It spreads even through the doors. 6 siblings out of 9 we lost. Fever and sneezes dined with us. The reason I don't cough enough is because my actor isn't smart enough. It's not his fault he's a brave young man. Before the show, over-anxiously he ran to the can. Perhaps I know more than I will ever understand, Your Honor. That is a fact.
Gavrilo, sleeping on a pillow. He knows it's just place needs and dough. Has no time to change the world. Like a baby who's been curled. Gavrilo,
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 sleeping on a pillow.
Ah, yes, video games. My son plays these all day. And corn just keeps getting expensive. I wonder if he watches too much porn. And you killed the prince. Why this act of cowardice?
5,000 stags he stuffs in bags. Of greed, 10,000 wings he snags for a mere hobby. To lobby a passion so selfish, it would crack the soul of a shellfish. Franz Ferdinand is here no more. Let birds fly forevermore. Upon the clouds amidst the skies, let their chirps echo into the wild. The prince I shot on Franz Josef Street after a salami sandwich I bought from Schiller's Meat. It was good, sir. Out the door I stepped to find Franz is always looking unkind. So I came to pull my pistol, drop my salami to play Mephisto. That is how I came to be Gavrilo, the hero yet to be.
Curses with your verses, sir. How lowly your soul is, sir. Wit is not yours to compose. In a prison you shall decompose. And you killed poor Sophie. Why so desperate an act?
I panicked, plain and simple. The more the shots, the merrier, Your Excellence. There are lovebirds anyway, none could see the light of day without another. She, a beloved, and he, a humble lover. Yes, I had a love like that once. It was raining one day, and I held an umbrella over her head. Little did I know that she was rain herself. Yes, it was good. I panicked. I'd made Cupid proud.
Senseless words, gruesome deeds, mindless thoughts, rotten seeds. Away with you! Away with you!
Yes, away with us. The peasants, the workers, society's rust. I heard the voices in my head.
Shoot, Gavrilo, have him dead. You'll be a hero on Bosnia's bed. Shoot, Gavrilo, have him dead.
Gavrilo, principless.
Princip, Your Honor.
Principless.
Princip, Your Honor.
Principless.
Princip, Your Honor.
Away with you! Guards, take away this useless tongue. However, your tunes do amuse me. Go on a rant. Go on, Principaless. One more verse until you are eternally cursed.
The poet I was supposed to be. How did all this come to be? So dark and filthy, so much blood. My shot started the great big flood. I was young, in love and hopeless. A stipend paid for a shot to a worthless. A prince who thought himself God. I beg to differ, I will not nod. To this hunger, to this pain, what I suffer is his gain. I will shoot him, I will kill. Cure my cause now for this kill. Your Honor, if honor seems in the hands of the wealthy, then let it be. Over with me, away with us, the workers, the peasants, society's rust. Jewels and ribbons, a crown and cane. Rags, starvation, poverty, and pain. I murdered for the greater cause. My heart was in it without pause. Terrorist! Let my name be called. For freedom I shall bring to all. This rotten hold which belittles us, let I be blamed. It is all my fault. An assassin picked up from the mass. The smell of blood on the grass. It's full, I see, this hourglass. The prince is here, dead at last. I heard the voices in my head.
Shoot, Gavrilo, have him dead. You'll be a hero on Bosnia's bed. Shoot, Gavrilo, have him dead.
Like late and shit. Damn this wicked curtain, I always miss the crack. Always, always.
Follow me!
about my past. Everyone used to say how the war changed everything. And guess what? It did just that. It changed the way we respond to an airplane that passes overhead. It changed the value of a loaf of bread. It changed relationships, and it changed us. But I do remember how it was in the beginning. Oh yes, the hum of excitement was in the streets, and the bright eyes of young men waiting for a chance for some real action.
Thank you. This is the last time, really, I promise.
Of course. I can sleep in a rocking chair at the house without that noticing. Now, how about the talk in the streets? It's the absolute most exciting thing I've ever heard. Just think, my Oliver and your Jimmy, brave soldiers, war heroes even, defending our country, fighting in the front lines. How dashing, how chivalrous.
To say the war was glamorized would be an understatement.
I don't know, Minnie. I couldn't possibly be away from Jimmy for that long. And how would I take care of all the children? There's James Jr., Edward, Lily, Clara.
Don't get silly. You know I help you with everything you need.
Yes, but
nothing. All of them have to enlist.
well, not quite. You see, we may have found a doctor who'd be willing to sign a piece of paper saying that Jimmy has a congenital heart defect.
A genital heart defect?
Minnie, a congenital heart defect. Either way, he is asking for quite a bit of money, but if we were to pay it, Jimmy wouldn't have to go to war.
But Fanny, it's his duty to king and country. Jimmy has to fight. And if anyone were to find out that you were even planning...
Yes, but
heavens, it can't be worth it. He could go to prison or worse. How are you even going to find the money for it?
well, we're still sorting things out. Minnie, you and Oliver will never be married because you're...
Because I'm what? Because I'm what, Fanny?
You don't have any children. You don't have a family. You couldn't possibly understand. Now, I beg of you not to speak a word of it to anyone.
Not speak a word of what to whom?
Oliver, how ungentlemanly of you to come into my home unannounced.
Oh, does my presence offend you, Mrs. Bryce? I meant nothing untoward by it.
Oh, Oliver, do tell Fanny how excited you are to go to war. My brave hero.
Oh, quite so, love. The recruitment officers were particularly pleased with my height. They said, oh, what ho, look at that strapping lad. He'll give the enemy a run for their money. One fits down, second fits. Oh, there goes a cherry. Just like so, and then I shall reap my rewards. Oliver, it's your mummy. Oh, bugger. Mama, I'm so happy to see
Minnie, shouldn't you be at home doing the laundry?
Well, I was, but then, we didn't, we didn't have any soap, so then I came over to Fanny, Mrs. Bryce's to get the soap, and now I'm going with the soap. Mrs. Bryce, Mrs. Walters?
Oh, God. I might have a word with her about the soap. It's awfully irresponsible of her, huh? I'll speak to her. Goodbye, Mrs. Bryce. Mother.
But
You may
Oliver,
call that, you may.
I set her up for soap yesterday.
That girl is frightfully dull.
Oh, that's old bag! I will just give her. When my dear Oliver left, the only way we could communicate was by writing letters to each other. And even though the letters came frequently, I was so anxious to hear from him. Oh, I just wanted to know how he was getting on. I missed everything about him.
Dear Minnie, strange how different my life's become. The wood, different. We've just joined up with another battalion. Porky bastards just took down the ladies for the Germans. You'll be pleased to know my turn's coming soon, my dear. Oh, the fellows are brilliant, Minnie. They tease me not yet married, but they think they somehow know that back home a woman's got a hold on me. It's not quite the same without you. Oh, a soldier's like me from It's quite a scandal your Jimmy hasn't gone to fight. There's talk in the streets that he's unpatriotic. All of us told me it's just glorious over there. They've had so many victories already, the war is practically over.
Yes, but Minnie, I know what my husband is when I wake up in the morning and when I go to bed at night. I don't have to tell tales to the children or hold my breath when the post comes. I wouldn't trade that peace for anything.
What will you tell them when they ask where their father was during the war?
I'll tell them they were at home with us where he belongs.
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have done it. Yes, I know what you probably all are thinking. What good would have come of it?
They'll call him a coward. Jimmy should be fighting with Oliver, with the rest of the brave men in our country. You can't close your eyes and act as if nothing is happening. There's a war going on.
As if nothing is happening? Minnie, open your eyes and look around you. The war reached Bobbie on the channel and we're all paying for it in one way or another.
Some more than others.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Bryce. I do hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not at all. Minnie was just about to leave.
Very well. Well, I brought you some food.
No, fine, thank you.
Oh, no, really, I insist. It's just that the ration they've given me has so much that I don't think I'd manage to eat it all before it spoiled. And you with all those children and practically nothing. Really, it would be a favor for me. Thank you. So, do tell me, how is your Jimmy doing? His, heart condition?
I would say it's more of a liver condition.
Maybe.
I just mean to say that Jimmy, Mr. Bryce, seems rather weak and delicate compared to someone like your son, Mrs. Walters.
Oh yes, my son is quite brave. And I miss my baby almost as much as he misses his mummy, but we have a war to win. Oh dear, if only you had known how sickly and weak and feeble your Jimmy had become. Imagine if you had married my son, how much better off you'd have been. Well, I better be on my way. Minnie, I expect you home promptly.
Yes, Mrs. Walters.
Goodbye, Mrs. Bryce.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Minnie, is it true what they're saying about Jimmy?
Yes. And worse. Look, I miss Oliver just as much as you're going to miss Jimmy, but they're going to win the war and be heroes. They will have fought for our freedom. They'll be part of our country's history. Isn't any of that important to you?
Yes.
And you can't keep living this lie. There are rumors in the street. People are talking. They're going to find out. And when they do, you will lose Jimmy and your reputation.
All right, then speak to him tonight about it.
You're doing the right thing, Fanny.
So you see, it was me. Ugh. It was I who have become just as destructive as our enemies. And as months passed, we could only rely on each other for company. And as the letters came less and less, we could only rely on each other throughout the hardships. Until...
Who's your best?
You read yours.
That's so strange. It's got holes in it.
Oh, what does it say?
Dearest Minnie, forgive me for not writing sooner. I hope this letter finds you well. Thank you for the thermos flask you sent me. It is quite a comfort to receive anything from you. But what I really wish you could give me is a good blank. Not snob. And perhaps a quick blank. Bonk. Your picture is hardly enough. And there are ever so many blanks. What do you suppose they've cut out? Do you think it's so very bad?
Will you forgive me for my frankness, since writing the rather crude comments above? I've lived through the most hellish of nights, and I must write it out for fear it will conquer me, should I refuse to acknowledge it. And so I divulge to you, my love, the agony of my last few days, with hopes you will not think me a coward. We are holed up in the trenches somewhere in northeastern France.
We are blank somewhere in France. You would think it's so beautiful here. Oh, how lovely.
Any other time, that is, but now it has been raining with German shells each night, and each night the sum of the wounded rises.
The garden is littered with the dead bodies of German troops. Well, that's promising.
But many, far too many of our own British soldiers keep them company. Many have fallen in our frontline trenches. Men are buried alive around me. Some we managed to dig out in time, but...
Oh, listen to this. It is amazing how close we have all become. 1 minute we're strangers, then brothers. Then more plagues.
Then you're covered in blood, unsure if it's his, or yours, or theirs. Your taste is the dust and acrid fumes pressing on you. Oh, it is gutting seeing one's friends picked off one after the other. To think I used to find comfort.
I find comfort in repeating the words King George sent us off with.
Some nonsense like...
You are leaving home to fight for the safety and honor of my empire. I have implicit confidence in you, my soldiers. Duty is your watchword, and I know your duty will be nobly done. I pray God to bless you, guard you, and bring you back victorious.
What? Utter crap. Oh, how terribly noble our king sounds, safely stowed in Buckingham, while we bear the brunt of this war. No, Minnie, there's not a roller just on earth that can make all of this seem worth it. Don't be alarmed, but something else has happened. I've caught the blighty.
Oh, he's been injured, and he's coming home.
Minnie, I hope it's not too serious.
No, it's all right. Nothing we won't be able to cope with. He's coming home. Open yours now.
All right. Dear Mrs. Rice, I regret to inform you.
What is it? Is he injured? Is he coming home?
No. No, he's not coming home. He's not injured. Jimmy's dead. He's never coming home.
Fanny,
No, this is because of you. You did this. You killed Jimmy.
Fanny, please.
No.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to raise my children? I had a husband who loved me and who took care of me. And now, all I have is this piece of paper, and it's because of you.
Oh, Fanny, I am so sorry.
Sorry. What have I done?
I've made a decision in that family that I shouldn't have made.
Does she ever forgive me?
No.
Do I ever forgive myself?
Sentimental story about the war and scuffle in Sarajevo, but really, it's a lot of trouble. Hey, it's good to see you.
You man of infinite jest. How are you, Schwer?
Yes, I'm fine. Oh, by the way, you want me to sing the story as well?
Yeah, always.
All right. Well, you know, as I was saying, if you want to kill the Archduke Ferdinand, you know, well, you certainly need to have some good advice, all right? One chap advises you this, and another that, and then the deed is crowned success, our national anthem. Come on, play me off. That's good. But really, you have to watch out for when a gentleman like Archduke Ferdinand rides past. It's a lot like, you know that anarchist, you know, Lucchini. He was the guy who stabbed Empress Elizabeth in the guts of the file. He was a bastard. But anyway, well, how are people going to trust anybody else now? I mean, a lot of other people will have that and that coming to them too. After that will be the turn of the Tsar and the Tsarina next, or, well, maybe for that matter, Emperor Franz Josef, that is starting with his uncle. He's got a lot of gentlemen, he's got a lot of enemies, you know, that old gentleman has, you know, even more than Ferdinand, am I right?
Yeah.
But really, you know, that reminds me of something else. A gentleman was actually telling us in this pub that all of these emperors, all of them, would all get done in, one after the other. And all the king's horses and all the king's men wouldn't be able to save them. So, you know, after that, you had a couple too many beers and his landlord did have him arrested. Now it goes, right?
Yeah.
Come on, give me another one.
I've always been there.
Next round's on you. But you know, I really think that the Archduke Ferdinand, you know, he might have made a little mistake in Sarajevo about that guy who shot him. I mean, he must have been thinking, well, here's a decent fellow, he must be giving me a cheer. And you know, instead he gave him a bang bang. Good. Now, here, you know, I'm thinking I'd buy a Browning machine gun for a job like that, you know? It looks like a toy. The bullets go by so quickly. But you know, I bet in a couple minutes you could shoot 20 archdukes with it. Never mind if they're thin or if they're fat. But you know, personally, I think a fat archduke's a better mark than a thin one, huh? Anyway, now that you got me talking about the war, I suppose I might as well tell you about the Great Silver Medal for Valor. It's a very, very...
Oh, stay!
Oh, yes, well, this is my...
I have another number from you, but you'll enjoy it much better from over there.
Oh,
Take your
of course.
Civilized, we're despised, treated as something taboo. Wise and good, and ourselves good, special through and through. We're classified, fit to be tried, for the law forbids us to. Since we are of different stripe, they malign and fine our type.
After all, we're different from the others who find their fun in banality. We don't know what it is to feel that way, 'cause we're brothers and sisters. We love the night so loud and they're so gay. For after all, different from the others.
Why the morals, others' morals, voiced on us, torment bringing. We near and far are what we are. They'd love to see us swinging. But still we think, were we to swing, you'd soon hear them complain. For sad there might, in just one night, our sun would shine again.
After all, we're different from the others who find their fun in banality. We don't know what it is to feel that way, 'cause we're brothers and sisters. We love the night so loud and they're so gay. For after all, we're different from the
a journalist and just an ordinary British girl. I had a difficult childhood after my parents' death, but I survived. I kept on going. I was about 15 when the war started, and a lot of my schoolmates signed up to become soldiers. I held a very dear place in my heart for these brave young men. They looked so brave and so honest. As the war raged on, it became apparent that the rest of the army was not so brave or honest. And I had to tell the truth. I had to let the world know what was really going on. So I became the first female soldier in the British Army, unbeknownst to them. And I fought in France for 10 days, planting mines, until I had to give myself up due to illness. Since then, they have trapped me in this place, and I cannot escape. Their lies have become my reality, and there's no way out. I can't get out of here. There's just no way, and I did it for the boys. It was always for those soldiers. It was always for those soldiers. This is not what was supposed to happen. It was not supposed to be this way. I didn't want it to happen. My name is Dorothy Lawrence. This is not supposed to happen. This was not.
Miss Lawrence, sit down. I said sit down. Now then, Miss Lawrence, once again, why did you sneak into the British Army?
The soldiers. Such scary war, and no one knows.
Do not make me ask you this again. Why did you sneak into the British Army?
I told you, I'm a journalist. Such brave men. Blind, beheaded, mutilated, gassed, covered in blisters from mustard gas, drenched in cloud, plus raped.
Up the dosage, she's doing
Raped,
this.
raping women, raping children, ravaging innocents. I was raped by my uncle. He was a man of God.
Miss Lawrence, we have wasted quite enough resources on you already. I demand you tell the truth!
I wanted to tell every young man who picked up his fucking flag and sang his pathetic, patriotic song what would really happen. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Don't let the joy and laughter hear the snag. Smile, boys, that's the style. What's the use of worrying? It never was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile.
Private Dunn! Get your sorry ass moving! Those mines are gonna plant themselves! Let's go move it! Oh, stop your fucking talking, you fucking little maggot! Let's go! Move it! Move it! On your fucking knees! On your knees, Private!
Sergeant Donahue, I have something that I have to tell you.
Say it out, you bloody little fool!
I'm a woman.
Bloody hell. No, you are not. You are German spies, what you are. Who have you court-martialed?
No, I'm a journalist! I'm a journalist! I'm a journalist. You have to give me the job. I've got more spunk than any of those boys out there. I'm a woman. I've struggled. I know what it takes to be in a situation with have hope and to keep on going and to thrive despite that. I can do this. I will do this, and I'll do a damn good job of it.
Miss Lawrence, there's nothing I can do about that. You see, the army isn't taking anybody, no reporters, whether they're man or woman. There's nothing I can do about that.
Find a way, fight for a way, do whatever it takes. We have to tell the story of these brave young men. Our government, as well as the German government, as well as every other fucking government, has been throwing our soldiers into the garbage pit, and nobody knows what happens to them there. And you have to know that the Bloody Army Press Bureau isn't telling us the whole truth. You have to know that.
Well, as I said, there's nothing I can do. Now run along to your Recipe of the Week column. I did quite enjoy the snickerdoodles last week. Good day, Miss Lawrence. I said good day. Come on over here, Dodo. Uncle Bobo. Nice to see you right here. That's good. Oh, it's all right. Oh, it's okay. Uncle Bobo's here for you now.
But they're gone and they're never coming back. What can I do?
Oh, it's all right. You can stay with me as long as you need. Uncle Bobo's not going to let anything happen to you. I'm here for you. That's the truth.
No, this is not what's supposed to happen. This is not
Miss Lawrence.
how I was supposed to be. This is not.
Miss Lawrence.
This is not.
Give her another dose.
No, I'm perfectly all right. It's fine, nurse. I don't need another dose. It's okay. Thank you. I don't belong here.
Forward march!
Tell you what this bitch is thinking. You'll find me in the studio and not in the kitchen. There's a glass ceiling to break, there's money to make, and now it's time to speed it up, cause I can't move at this pace. Sometimes it's hard to find the words to say. I go ahead and say them anyway. Forget your balls and grow a pair of tits. It's hard, it's hard, it's hard out here for a bitch. Inequality promises that it's here to stay. Always trust the injustice cause it's not going away. Inequality promises that it's here to stay. Always trust the injustice cause it's not going away.
Oh, Major, I'm so sorry. I thought you'd gone to the front.
I'm here on special assignment. Remember that time when that man...
I understand I still owe you a favor.
Yes.
So what can I do for you?
It's not for me.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Just come with me.
No, not until I know what's going on.
I said, come with me. cold was a burden to carry, but Auntie was heavier far. Clutching tight to her waddles ivory, her down in the deep cellar. I've gone and I've murdered my auntie. She was feeble and old, that's the truth. But your honor of grace be not scanty, and think of my promising you.
On every side, I hem me in. My sharp turn in her guts I inserted. Auntie snoring stopped making a ding.
That was great.
Thank you.
Actually, you know, do you know Grigori Vlasak is really...
That's who that was based on.
Oh my God! Seriously? Really? Why him?
Because he was a bastard!
Exactly! Oh, right. Hey, I think that I forgot to tell everyone here something. The silver medal for valor. Yes, now I remember. Thank you. No problem. Yes, the great silver medal for valor. You see, it was conferred upon this cabinet maker from Baroque Street. Mileko is his name, yes?
Oh, fellow, huh?
Yes, no. Mileko was the first in his regiment to have his leg torn off by a ship. And you see, he got this medal and he got this artificial leg to go with it. And, well, you know, he started boasting about it everywhere, saying that he was the first and the very first war cripple in the regiment. And of course, you won't believe this, but he went down to the Apollo pub in Vineyard, right? Well, you see, he got into a little bit of a fight with the butchers in the slaughterhouse. And, well, this is completely ridiculous, but you know, sorry, I can't say it for laughing. They tore off his artificial leg, and they took it and hit him right over the head with it. Plenty of. But you know, well, the butcher, he didn't know it was an artificial leg, so he just about fainted from fright. But, you know, anyway, getting back to the story. Well, you see, at the police stations, they put his artificial leg back on, but you know, Mileko wasn't too happy about it. He didn't really truck with any of this sort of thing, you know. He was completely furious about this great silver medal for valor, great silver piece of shit, he called it. So, you won't believe what he did. You won't believe what he did. He tore off the silver medal. He went over and he bought it off in the pawn shop. and they seized him and the medal too. You know, there was this court of honor for disabled soldiers, right? And you see, they judged him to be unfit. And you see, they took away the medal, and they took away the leg as well. Oh, that's a good one, you know. But actually, now that I'm still here, I might as well tell you one more story about my regiment before I go. Well, after a while of being around, I noticed that a lot of the people were dropping like flies. Now, not because they were dying or anything. I mean, that was the problem too, you know. But, it's more that when they were marching, they could hardly carry 30 kilos on their backs. They can't even stick it out. They were going like this. They were falling over. They didn't know what they were doing. But, you know, they ought to be giving lectures like our Lieutenant Lukač gave to us. You see, he was a complete bastard. But, you know, he had a good heart. His lectures ought to be given, in my modest opinion, you know, to be given to all troops. He always had something to say like, you bastards! You can't even appreciate the fact that you're marching on this globe. All of you, every single one of you inbred ingrates, you're so stupid and ugly and uneducated, it's enough to make somebody vomit when he looks at you. All of you should be made to march on the sun. A man who weighs 60 kilos on this miserable planet weighs over 1,700 there. And that'll do you all in for sure. Anyway, we had with us this unfortunate sort of schoolmaster type, you know, hunched over. He always wore glasses. He had a pretty bad cough. But anyway, I'm getting a bit sidetracked. This schoolmaster, he was incredibly brave, or maybe even stupid, to break into one of Lieutenant Buchenek's ranks. And he said, excuse me, sir, but a man who weighs 60 kilos on this planet would only weigh 14 kilos on the moon, you see, after all the math and all that, because, well, we'd be able to march much better, sir, because our packs, they would only weigh 4 kilos. That'd be amazing. But, you know, Lieutenant Buchenek, he was a very angry man. He had a lot of problems. So, well, you see, he turned around to this Mr. Know-It-All, and he said, oh, that's incredibly smart of you, but you seem to be asking for a sock in the jaw, you bloody bastard. But, oh, you know, if I hit you on the moon, then you would go flying up into the Alps and get smashed up there, you piece of shit. And if I hit you on the sun, if I hit you on the sun, your uniform would be changed to be soup, and your head would go flying somewhere to Africa! Play me up! Yes! Although he wouldn't have liked that, he would have liked the lower chord. Go for it! Close enough. Anyway, well, you know, Lieutenant Buchenek, he couldn't take it anymore. He was completely fuming, red in the face, and so he just gave this guy a normal punch in the jaw, an earth punch, you know? And he couldn't take it. His jaw was hurting. He started crying. He was so pathetic. And then, you know, while he was crying, we just kept on marching. We didn't care. And, well, you know, Lieutenant Buchenek, he had a lot of problems. So, well, after a couple of weeks of dealing with him and other, you know, crybabies like that, he killed himself. I mean, what could you do? I mean, the guy didn't know what he was doing.
Honey Shrek, we have another number for you. Ladies!
I'd rather be sidetracked.
It's okay, have a seat.
Cheers, ladies.
Cheers. Nice legs, Daisy Dukes, makes the men go ooh, ooh, that's the way they come. Ooh, 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 low, cut, see-through, shirts that make you ooh, that's the way they come. Like ooh, ooh,
well for me, so I'm always in the honeymoon stage.
It all started with the little yellow dust. Well, actually, a lot. The whole factory floor was covered in it, almost 2 inches of sparkling glory. It's like a warm beach in the Pacific somewhere. It was my first job. A new beginning. It got me off the street and it helped with the war effort. A victory job, they called it. I was doing my part. Little did I know that part would mean that my baby was killed by the chemicals. I knew how poisonous the dust was. Little did I know that part would bring me here, to this camp. But hey, why all the long faces? We all have to do our part, right?
I had to do something. I couldn't just sit there any longer. Daddy warned me not to join the effort, but I had listened. Do you know what it's like to sit there day after day and wait? Wait for a letter, wait for a fiancé who realistically may never come home. All that waiting can make a girl sick. Sick, I tell you. I'm sick. Probably won't even be able to look at me when this war is over. I can barely look at me. Tight jeans, double D's makes the men go ooh, ooh. All the people on the street go ooh, 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 ooh. Strong out, lift up, makes the men go ooh, ooh. That's the way they come through like ooh, ooh. 'Cause I just set them up, just set them up, just set them up to knock them down. I set them up, just set them up, just set them up to knock them down. No!
What have we done?
We? No, you. Fuck you. You did this to me. Me and the rest of those women in these camps. You kidnapped and enslaved us to be raped endlessly, day after day. We are casualties in this war. This is murder on your hands, so leave. In any case, I have nothing left to give you. No dignity and no help.
That's what I need. I don't know how to say this, but a soldier told me that if I get syphilis, I don't have to be on the front lines. I get a whole month to recover.
I already paid back your favor.
I can pay you.
No.
I said I'll pay you.
And I said never. It's like just set them up, just set them up, just set them up to knock them down. Set them up, just set them up, just set them up to knock them down. I think I should know how to make love to something innocent without leaving my fingerprints out. Now, LOB is just another word I'll never learn to pronounce.
That was really good, thank you.
We'll be back for one more.
So, what do you think of the show so far?
Hey!
I got it. All right. Remember, we want to hear your opinions and you at home too. Don't forget to connect with us on social media. Tweet at us. Let us know what you think of what you've seen so far and how you want the Great War to be represented. Now, let's get back to these auditions. Next.
You need to introduce us at all? No? Okay, musicians.
My dearest Hannah, I am overwhelmed with fear. I was naive when I entered this war and egotistical to believe that this was my conquest to win, my battle to fight. The battles are short but last long hours while they feel like years. The anticipation of the first shot that fired from the enemy's gun is enough to drive a man insane. As I write this letter to you on this cold night, men surround me smelling of a stench so foul I cannot explain, crawling with lice. Tall men cramped in trenches only 3 feet wide, crammed in together like animals. We sleep not knowing when we will be woken, and we sleep ready to fight. I do not understand how these grown men sleep with fully loaded machine guns lying next to them. I keep my dagger snug against my breast throughout the night, in the event that we're invaded by the enemy. I am no longer a man you once knew, Hannah. I no longer praise the glory of war. In fact, I condemn it. No one has shown me. I am left with nothing but misery, a wretched man not worthy of the love of a woman. What we had is gone, and I am dead. Marry another.
My darling, perhaps sometime, somewhere, you will get a chance to read these letters. I will write to you as I usually do so every day, so you know exactly how the family's been doing. But I'm not going to lie to you, it's been terribly difficult. Every day the girls ask me when Daddy's coming home, and all I can do is pray that the Lord will keep you safe and sound. God has given me all the happiness in the world through you, and I know that He cannot take that away from us now. You will come back, and we will make a happy home for our wonderful family. We love and we think about you every second of the day, so don't give up on us now, because we haven't given up on you.
Por Paco! Porque solamente me pregunto por qué. Haré lo que digas. Renuncio a ti, lo haré yo.
We're not tied down to this. I think we can do it in German or Swiss.
Oh, you can do it in German?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's hear German, yeah.
Warum, immer wenn ich frage dich, du antwortest nie, ich bin sehr allein und traurig. Warum, wenn ich frage dich, auf was kann ich machen, ich liebe?
Wonderful.
So what do you think?
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Where'd you get the idea for all of that?
Well, I was going through some of my great-grandparents' old things, and I came across these letters that they sent to each other during the war. Felt it really conveyed that story of, lovers lost in the war.
Oh, okay. So you got all of that just from some letters. And the accents?
Yeah, basically, a lot of people that were sent off fighting in the war were minorities. So I wanted to kind of give that some representation in the scene.
So your grandparents were Irish? Or
No.
Then why'd you try for that?
Well, my babysitter was the granddaughter of an Irish baker, so I kind of have a connection to that family. I'll actually find this amusing. I was 7, she was 14. I was kind of had a big crush on her and sleep in her bosoms. She'd be running around in her Irish uniform, and a lot of people say that language of love is Spanish or Italian or French. To me, it's always been Irish.
Okay. Your British wife, what's with that?
Yeah, I was kind of going for a complicated concept here. Basically, I wanted to show that if a British person and an Irish person can fall in love, love can truly conquer anything.
Oh! Okay. Let's entertain the thought that I take this further. What's gonna make your movie different than everyone else's?
The accents.
Okay, alright. thank you very much. We'll be in touch. Next.
Bonjour à tous. Je suis ravi d'être parmi vous ce soir pour vous présenter un projet qui me tient particulièrement à cœur. C'est une comédie musicale appelée Souvenir. Alors oui, pourquoi Souvenir, me direz-vous tout de suite, monsieur? En réalité, cette comédie musicale raconte l'histoire de mon grand-père. Non, arrière-grand-père. Arrière-grand-père. Oui, bon, arrière-grand-père. Qui s'est battu durant cette guerre tout à fait terrible. Et a perdu un frère, son ami de toujours, durant ce combat tout à fait sanglant. Il a écrit des chansonnettes à ce sujet, et j'ai donc décidé, dans un élan de fraternité débordante, de rassembler ses écrits et de vous proposer une œuvre musicale digne de sa vie. Tout à fait bouleversif. Un mélange entre incrédulité, ignominie et même rancœur didactique. C'est tout à fait... Tout à fait. Je pense que ces mots qualifient mon travail. Enfin, sans plus tarder, je vous en fais l'idée, monsieur. Je me souviendrai de tout ça. Et j'imagine comment puis-je oublier une seule amitié. C'est quoi cette merde? C'est quoi ces clodos qui commentent? Non mais Amy Marie, moi je la connais pas cette fille là.
It's okay. This is just the audience saying what they think. It's an American thing. Don't worry about it.
Jacques, on me surnomme Jacques en plus.
It's okay.
Je m'appelle Jacques moi.
It's okay. I know.
Bon, je m'en fous de s'ils pensent. Dites-moi ce que vous en pensez. Si vous pouvez parler français, ça me ferait plaisir, monsieur.
C'était tout à fait bouleversif. Ton chanson, c'est intéressant. Ton voix originale et ton jeu d'acteur bizarre. Je ne pense pas que ça serait possible. Une comédie musicale française à Hollywood, ça ne marcherait pas.
La promptitude de votre réponse me désappointe fortement, monsieur. Ce dédain à cette arrogance que vous prenez là ne vous rendit nullement, croyez-moi. Votre niveau de français, excusez-moi du peu, tout à fait médiocre, hésitant, et d'un niveau tout à fait ridicule. So let's continue in English, Mr. Hollywood, because I speak English. Les Misérables shot last year in the United States. It's a musical, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a book first, and it was done in English with English singers. It had a good story, a lot of funds to back it up. I mean, I thought it was garbage. I just don't think that your work has any of that, maybe I could send you to Quebec. I mean, Quebec's really big into the music.
Enough! I won't try Quebec. They don't speak French. I will let you continue working on Transformers 23 or Sex and Friends 10. That's great with you guys. Perfect. I'm really proud of you. I will go back to France. Et comme on dit dans la langue de Molière, tout ceci tout à fait pathétique. Je m'installe devant monsieur. Et j'ai le regret de vous apprendre que Hollywood est plus bas du niveau de celui auquel je pensais, monsieur. Et je suis très déçu. Au revoir, messieurs les pecnos. Don't bother commenting people. That's useless. Arrêtez! Il ne mérite pas! Oh mais putain, ce monde, Bobbie! Ce monde, mais putain!
Thank you. Next.
You see, I lost a brother recently. He was only 22 years old, an ambitious writer, a poet, and in love. During a protest in downtown Damascus, he witnessed his girlfriend collapse on the asphalt. She had been shot right in the back of the head. Within seconds, he went crazy. There was nothing that I or anybody else can do about it, and I definitely wasn't going to go back home. I'm a journalist, and worse, a woman. So I did the only thing that I know how to do, which is to ask questions. I wanted to understand what it is about human passion that time and time again causes people to do such terrible things to one another. I wanted to know what had led my brother and my country to suicide, and I figured if I found the answer to one, the other might believe in life again. And this is the second scene.
Sykes-Picot, 1916. The French and the British divide Greater Syria into 5 nations after the fall of the Ottoman Empire as a result of the First World War. Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Palestine. Chemical warfare sound familiar? The Arab nations ruled by monarchs, and once they fall, minorities are given power in puppet democracies, so the majority never gain independence from the French and the British. Sectarian warfare ensues.
And then I got a letter, and then I heard the news. He had assassinated an Iranian general. He wrote me some letters that he thought I would read if I went back home.
Maria, I hope you never get to read this letter. But if you do, return to where you were at once. There is no place for you here. Go back to where Her Majesty's face on your money keeps you safe. But don't forget what happened to us. We were once happiness pursuers. Now we're rampant. We're wild. To survive is to kill. Soldiers eat each other's hearts here. No one here deserves a turn to earn anything. No child here learns anything except for the petty lessons of war. First they put me and my nation against the world. Then me and my clan against the nation. Then me and my family against the clan. Then me and my brother against the family. That leaves who? Me and my brother. She wanted to become a journalist just like you. Had too many questions to ask for her own good. Aspirations like you and I, they killed her. They say an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. I say let us kill one another until we learn how to see again. Let aspiration take a leap of faith. Let's take the grain out of the ocean. Let us kill one another until we learn how to see again.
And that's the end of that scene.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I like a lot of the stuff that you're giving me, but I mean, you're giving me a lot here. I mean, World War I, current conflict in Syria, assassination of a general, your brother's love story, that woman being shot. I mean, what's it all leading up to?
Actually, sir, the woman you see being shot, she was shot in Iran 4 years ago for the same reason that thousands in Syria and Lebanon and all the Arab nations across the Middle East are being shot for an awakening, a spring, if you will. I mean, the movie that you're after is, we have the romance here that we're looking for. We
we have the action, we have the depth, we have the sentimentality. I think if you put maybe Denzel Washington in there, you might sell a few tickets or whatnot. And we're trying to focus on the historical reflection, going back to the First World War and the boundaries that were random, placed on the Middle East, and see what happened. Maybe we could do something better this time.
I understand what you're trying to do. It's with the situation as it is right now. I mean, it's so hostile and so volatile. I don't think it'd be a good idea to make a movie about the way things are right now. I don't want to throw fuel on a fire that's really burning so hot, you know? I mean, I don't want to be the next Salman Rushdie.
Yeah, you know, I completely understand where you're coming from. Doing a movie about a current controversial civil war is definitely risky. But what I don't understand is why it takes us at least 10 to 15 years after conflict has subsided to make a blockbuster hit out of it. I think it's a lot easier for us to look back at the past and judge it than to look at current atrocities and accept the fact that we don't do anything about them while they're happening. And really, the idea of this film that we're putting out here is really to connect a historical event to current events. As artists, I think it's important to have a purpose and a vision. But thank you for your time.
Very much so. I have to give It's a beautiful day.
Next.
Before we begin, could you just move your seat in the audience there? Thank you. I am here today to present my screenplay for a movie about Milunka Savage, the most decorated female soldier of all time. Milunka is hungry. She is sick and tired of feeding chickens and plowing the fields and talking to cows. One day, her brother is called to fight. He can't. Maybe he's sick. Maybe he's afraid. Who cares? Milunka is free. That day, Mr. and Mrs. Savage receive a son. Milun, with chopped hair, a sock in her pants, and a gun. Don't fight it. They beg her not to fight it. This isn't your war. Well, what do they know? Years from now, every man that you know will be respected, admired, revered for their efforts, and you will all just be cast aside. Oh, those poor women in World War I just couldn't catch a break. Who are each of you? You're nameless. You're auxiliary. No one knows and no one cares about you, and no one will care after this performance. The Battle of Bregalnica. Cerna Reka and 23 Bulgarian soldiers held captive later, and Milun is corporal. Better yet, Milun is feared. We're in battle. Shell parts hit me all over. The head, the chest, I can't see, I can't hear, but I can feel. They took off all my clothes, saw everything, touched everything. The bastards. I am a woman, I know, but one who has fought on the front lines for the past few years with bullets flying by my ears and my arms
aching from the hand grenades. They then offered me a nurse's position. I can't read, but I was not that stupid. I was not leaving without my gun. Will anyone remember how we were used as sex objects? Breathed arsenic, waited faithfully for the fiancé that never came home, nursed murderers back to health? The answer is no. Does the word sacrifice mean anything to you people? You, women, are not the victims of this war. You all fought too. You may not have fought by my side, but where are all your medals?
That was very good. I really enjoyed that. I like the feminist perspective on it. I think that's something I could work with.
Work with? What is your definition of work?
I just mean it's a good place to
How
start.
much energy does it take to stoop to the ground and stick your finger in the manure in which millions of innocent soldiers are currently decaying? Is that your definition of work, Mr. Big Hollywood Director?
I'm just saying I like the start and we could elaborate.
The start? Is this where it starts? Where will it end? Huh? Tell me where it ends, you capitalist pig!
I'm just trying...
Is this your idea of helping society by glamorizing and glorifying the deaths of millions of innocents? You know what I have to say to you? You know what I have to say to you? Fuck you! Fuck you and fuck this whole thing! And fuck your little war movie! Mr. Big Hollywood Director, I've got just one message for you. Just one. Ladies